So now that we have the basic brick texture and color on there, I'm going to actually add a little bit of variation to the brick by adding what in painting we would call a glaze. Brick very rarely is going to be, even with the modeling texture that we have here, it's, brick has more pizzazz, more interest if we give some variation in color for each of these bricks. So I'm going to go back to my line drawing again. And I'm just going to make a selection of a few somewhat random bricks here. Again, try to keep it as random as possible because that's going to be more natural looking. Be extra careful that you're not creating a pattern in any way. Zoom in to get some of those smaller bricks. Got a few more in here. Okay, and once we have variety selected, again, we want to expand this because we want that to be able to cover over the entire brick. So I'm going to modify, expand, and we did 3, so we'll do 3 again just to make sure it's the same. Go and I'm just selecting this layer so when I create my new layer it will automatically be placed on top of that. And this is called brick glaze. I'm going to make this one a purple glaze. And like I said, I'm going to find a nice purple color. I'm going to go ahead and make the kind of bright because it's actually not going to end up being purple in the long run, but we'll see what happens. Use the fill command and foreground color 100%. So very purple, very not natural looking. So we're going to change that. Once we have that color in here, we're just going to go in and try some of these different blending modes to see if we can come up with something that looks a little bit more natural. I'm probably going to end up using multiply, but oh, the soft light is kind of nice. Makes it a little bit too vibrant. So I'm going to choose multiply, but I'm going to change the opacity down quite a bit. Let's see what happens if I deselect. That looks pretty good. And now I can do that with some other colors and select another series of random bricks. Again, you can make these as detailed as necessary to create the look that you want for your design. Oops. If you make a mistake in your selection, just undo, Control Z, gets rid of that. You don't have it put right exactly in the middle of the brick, so I accidentally selected the grout rather than the brick itself. So that's what's going on there. Modify, expand. Don't forget to do that expand, because then if you do forget, then you're going to have an outline of the brick color in there. And this is going to be brick Glaze. Let's try an orange color. I'm gonna brighten it up. Make these ones a little bit lighter. Start with that color, and I didn't put my layer in the right spot, so I just got to move it. So not a big deal if I don't forget, or if I do forget to change my position here before I make that new layer. So you just move them around, it's pretty easy. And we're going to fill the foreground color. Again, a little bit too intense being the solid color, plus we lose all of our texture. So I deselected it so I could see it just a little bit better. And let's see what we can come up with in our blending modes. I think I'm going to like screen the best on this one. But we'll go through and look. Yeah, I'm going to pick screen. And again, if I zoom in, you can already see that by choosing screen, I've gotten some of that texture back, but it's just a little bit too intense. So bring that back down. It's the great thing about the blending modes and then the opacity is you can really change the look pretty quickly and much more subtly than you might expect with just changing the opacities in there. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to let that one go for now.